Kody has shown signs of drifting away from his first 3 wives. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella, thanks for your time and hope you have a nice day. Except for his marriage to his 4th wife, Kody Brown's marriages have been on a downward spiral during the decade. Sister Wives has rocked the reality television genre. While Kody has successfully developed a loving relationship with his most recent wife Robyn, the polygamist has only grown apart from his first 3 wives during the Brown family's dozen years in the spotlight. Here's how Kody has distanced himself from each of his first 3 wives, from feuding with Meri to pressuring Christine to leave the plural marriage. Sister Wives fans resent Kody and Robyn for how happy their marriage is, while the reality star's relationships with his first wives deteriorate. Although it is not Robyn's fault that her husband has lost interest in the 3 women with whom he began his polygamous family, viewers find it difficult to separate Robyn's happy marriage from Meri, Janelle, and Christine's unhappy relationships. While both husband and wife must accept responsibility for a dysfunctional marriage, fans agree that Kody bears the majority of the blame for his trio of loveless relationships. Kody abandoned Meri. Meri is the original sister wife, but she has had the most difficulties in her marriage. Kody married his first wife in 1990, and while the couple spent 3 blissful years together, before adding another partner to their marriage, Kody and Meri's relationship demonstrates that quantity isn't always equal to quality. With over 30 years of marriage, Kody's marriage to Meri is the most flawed of the polygamist's 4 marriages. Kody and Meri have both made mistakes, but fans agree that Kody has been pushing his first wife away from him for quite some time. When Kody legally divorced Meri, it was the first of many signs that he was drifting away from her. Meri was the only one of Kody's wives to whom he was legally married, not spiritually. However, when Kody decided to adopt Robyn's children, Robyn became his sole legal wife. Unfortunately, Meri and Kody's divorce marked the beginning of the end of their emotional bond. Kody's refusal to support his wife's dream of opening a bed and breakfast was another sign that he wasn't there for her. Meri expressed how important starting a B&B was to her, but Kody dismissed her enthusiasm. This showed that Kody didn't care about Meri's feelings and was detached enough to dismiss her ambitions. Another instance of Kody's estrangement from his first wife was when he blocked Meri's attempts to have more children. Meri suffers from infertility, and after years of being unable to carry a child to term, she thought surrogacy could be the answer to her desire for another child. By ignoring Meri's plea to have another child, Kody demonstrated that he didn't want anything to do with his sister's wife. Kody is indifferent toward Janelle. Kody's relationship with Janelle is the most stable of his first 3 wives. Unfortunately, just because Kody and Janelle aren't on the verge of a breakup doesn't mean their emotional intimacy hasn't been maintained. One reason Janelle doesn't butt heads with Kody as much as Meri and Christine do is that she appears to be content with their marriage's ambiguous status. Fans agree that Janelle is still deeply in love with Kody, so he has been hesitant to completely ice her out, as he has Meri and Christine. Nonetheless, Kody has shown signs of disinterest in his second sister's wife. Kody, in particular, makes all of his decisions with Robyn in mind rather than Janelle. Even though Janelle and Kody have been married for nearly 30 years, Kody clearly values Robyn's opinions more than Janelle's. The COVID-19 pandemic has proven to be a stumbling block for the Brown family, who have struggled to balance seeing each other with reasonable safety precautions. Janelle has been irritated with Kody for adhering to Robyn's strict social distancing rules. Although he claimed it was part of his plan to keep his family safe during the coronavirus outbreak, Kody ended up spending the majority of his time at home with Robyn, and little time with his other wives, such as Janelle. Kody didn't make time to see Janelle for an entire month after the initial COVID outbreak. As a result, when the couple reunited, they were nervous. Kody communicated his willingness to put Robyn's quarantining plan ahead of spending time with Janelle, by prioritizing Robyn's quarantining plan over spending time with Janelle. Kody neglects Christine. Kody's dysfunctional marriage with Meri appeared to be the polygamous family's ticking time bomb, after years of intense bickering and cheating scandals. Christine and Kody's marital problems, on the other hand, have risen to the fore in recent Sister Wives seasons. Whereas Kody's first 2 wives don't see leaving their plural marriage as an option no matter how much Kody distances himself from them, Christine couldn't deal with all of the signs that her husband wasn't in love with her. One of the first signs of Kody drifting away from Christine appeared in the first season of Sister Wives. Christine was pregnant with Kody's 16th child, Truly, at the time Kody was preparing to welcome Robyn into his plural marriage. When the polygamist patriarch went on a trip to see Robyn while Christine was preparing to give birth, he signaled that he was distancing himself from her,